Get a sense of how the media is reporting this, right? So automatically, this is 5 days ago. So 5 days ago, this is what Fox Washington, D.C. had reported about the Isaiah Brown, Isaiah Brown execution. I wonder if it's going to be like, well, you got the sound.
Pennsylvania deputy shooting of an unarmed black man.
Oh!
Brown is still in the hospital tonight.
Shock!
Now,
Listen!
people rallying together calling for justice.
It comes as we hear the 911 call and see the body camera footage. Natalie Rubino is live in Spotsylvania tonight, where this all started with the report of a domestic dispute.
Yeah, Isaiah Brown called 911 at around 3 in the morning on Wednesday during a fight with his brother. On that call, he said he was going to kill his brother.
He said he was going to kill his brother. And she did have that whole, her face and eyes. He was going to kill him. Like, the intent was there, it was serious, and he was, let's listen to what Isaiah Brown, let's listen to this threat, right? You know, we're going to get justice, but then immediately she says, well, Isaiah Brown threatened to murder his brother, okay? I mean, before you jump to conclusions. Isaiah, what's going on? My brother won't let me get into my mom's room. And you just heard him say, will you call the police again? And then he had said the address. He kind of mumbled it. He sounds like he might be drunk. 3 in the morning. I'm sure they're tired. Right? And don't you get a little crazy, a little, you know, a little cranky when you're tired?
Okay, and why is that an emergency?
Automatically just sassing the shit out of him. You don't know the whole situation. I mean, he's prevented from getting into my mom's room, so I'm trying to get something that in order. Maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong, but he feels it's an emergency. He called 911. He called 911. If he calls 911, I don't know, 5 times in a row, and it's over some bullshit, then take him to jail. But you can't be a dickhead. She should have sent the cop immediately. But instead, she sasses the shit out of him, gets him to react in a way that I don't think he intended when he first called. But let's listen to the threat. That's the point.
Why is that an emergency?
Because I can't get to my car.
Your car was towed.
So it's in the backyard.
Your car is in the backyard?
We got the upgrade.
Okay, but your car is broken down, so why do you need your keys?
Come on, Taylor. Alright, give me the gun.
So he sounds a little drunk, whatever, says, give me the keys. He's trying to get into his mom's. What I heard that the reason was that he was worried that his car was going to get towed, and so he wanted to get the keys to the vehicle to go get the car so that way they could bring the car home. But it was broke down, and then she's going to say that it was towed already, you know. So, okay. He's like, you about to make me mad. What the fuck you want my gun for, right? So he's got the gun, and the brother has the gun. And the brother's pissed, right? The brother's got the gun, and the brother's pissed. And he's not letting his other brother into his mother's room. I mean, does he have jurisdiction over his mother's room? I feel like only the mother would have the jurisdiction over the mother's room, right? How come one gets but not the other? Isaiah asked, can you send somebody down here? So this isn't just, you know, he's going to threaten to kill his brother. He's mad at his brother. He wants to get into the room or what have you. He just had this, you know, they're going to tow his car. His car broke down, and so.
What is the problem?
I'm about to kill my brother.
Wait, don't kill your brother.
That was a death threat? Does anybody feel like that was... Can you give me the gun is what he asked. Can you give me the gun? Nobody in their right fucking mind can... Now, she's been sassing the fuck out of him. He asked, will you send somebody down here? But she's being a dick. No, I'm not sure if we should send a cop for you. Isaiah Brown, you call all the time, Isaiah Brown. I don't know if we should send... an officer out to you. I want to assess this and see if I think that this is a real emergency, because if I, the great 911 dispatcher, thinks it's not an emergency, I heard that if you call 911 and you hang up, they'll send somebody out. So if you talk to the 911 and they're dicks and then they don't like it, then you don't get no service. It's almost best just to call them up, say what's going on, and then, you know, just hear something so that way you know that there's, and then hang up on them. You know, like, fuck this. If anything, you know, he was going to get a cruiser, and then he talked to, she talked him out of.
Why would you say something like that?
And now she's going to chastise the shit out of him. Why would you say something like that? This is 911 dispatch, you know. It's recorded line. How dare you? What did you do? So now she's making a big fucking deal about it. She didn't give a shit about him. She's not sending somebody out to protect and serve, and now she don't like him. Now she don't like him. Now she's mad at him. Now what's she going to do? What's she type in? He got a gun? Watch out, because he's got a gun? Somebody needs to come here real quick. There's a fucking situation, motherfucker. Just send somebody. Quit fucking around. Why do 911? It's emergency. That's the whole point. Someone called because there's something going down. Quit.
He wandered outside. Minutes later, a deputy arrived. Seconds after that, shots were fired, and Brown was on the ground in a pile of blood. A warning horse.
In a pile of blood. Can you really pile up a blood? It's a pool of blood, right? So this, first, right, he threatened to kill his brother, and now he's just, you know, swimming in a pile of blood. A pile.
For you, this video is hard to watch. Show me your hands! Show me your hands now!
So the deputy just got there. Within 20 seconds, Isaiah Brown's going to be dead. The deputy knows Isaiah Brown. Maybe he has a crush on him. Maybe he likes him. Maybe he likes him too much. I don't know. But he's afraid. He's curious, but he's afraid of the black man. And here's this black man, gay, sweet, kind. But he's got a black object, and he's holding it close to his head. They said he was a threat. He was going to shoot his brother, had a gun. Clearly, he must have a gun to his head. That's A plus B equals elephant, huh?
Show me your hands! Drop the gun!
A Spotsylvania sheriff's deputy tells Brown to put his hands in the air. It's unclear from the video if Brown listens, but the deputy continues to give the order.
And that's true. We can't actually tell what the hell's going on. All we have is, well, we know it's not a gun. We know it's because he's talking to the dispatch. That's the whole damn point. And she's trying to say, you know, he sounds a little drunk. Make sure your hands are up. But he's got a phone to. How's he got? He's got to keep talking to you with the hands up, and then there's a commotion in the house, so he walks away so he can, you know, just talk to the 911 dispatch without brother looming over him.
Drop the gun now! Stop walking towards me! Stop walking towards me! Stop! Stop!
About 20 seconds into the encounter, the deputy fires his weapon.
Now, later on, they're going to talk about how there's protest, right? And then they're going to say that the mayor or the police chief is going to come out and talk to everybody.
Harris made a statement, but would not answer questions.
I'll support you. I'll support the cause.
Sheriff Harris, he says he supports black folks, he supports the cause. He supports black folks and he supports the cause, which is what? Stop murdering black people, stop murdering unarmed, innocent black people, stop murdering unarmed, good, innocent. He's a perfect victim. Isaiah Brown wasn't doing a goddamn thing. You support the cause? Okay. Then file charges against that officer. If he's the hero that we are, he'll get exonerated. It's your criminal justice system. Surely the criminal justice system is even-handed. You're telling me all you got to do is just charge a cop and then, you know, that's all she wrote because the slaughter docket, rocket docket slaughterhouse will just take care. Is that what what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So, charge that police officer with a crime, have a jury of his peers look at the evidence, look at the situation, exonerate him, call him a hero, say, you know, he's not a hero, you fucked up, but it's not criminally fucked up, or you criminally fucked up. Have a jury. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of the judicial branch. So the cops want to act like they're their own branch, right? They get to go around shooting people and then, no, charge them with the crime. This is from True Grit, Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges had to shoot some people. They put him up on the stand and said, "Why'd you do it?" And he said, "Well, they pointed a gun at me. I had to go over here. Then the other one pointed the gun. Then I had to shoot the one. And I shot the other." If you did what you're the cop. You're the good guy, right? So the public will give you a little room for error. Go there with good intent. You're there to stop the bad guys. If you don't know what the hell's going on, just arrest everybody, right? Put handcuffs on everybody and sort them out. But just on the scene, 20 seconds, oh, I'm on the scene, pow, 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 immediately. A gay black man, how scary was that to that poor white cop? Well, I mean, he's torn between being scared of the black man and falling in love with the black man. All these crazy feelings. He's got to shoot 7 times at least. 7, 8 times. And then the autopsy, they said 10 bullets. Is that possible? Is it possible there was someone else shooting or something? Because I only heard 7 or 8, not 10 bullets. I feel like you would count, a bullet would be, how can you count more bullets than what was shot?
When you see the video, the deputy actually saved this gentleman's life.
When you see the video, the cop that just almost executed, that he's hanging on, spotting, or what do they say, just on and off. So he's barely hanging on by a thread. He's barely alive. So this, asshole, he's trying to make a couple comments, and he's trying to allay their concerns, and he's like, shit, I got black friends, I've been hanging out with black people, and there's, he didn't have any black officers there. That would have been a better show of, I support the cause if he had actually some black deputies around. So I feel like genuinely he actually, cares about black folks, but he said some dumb shit, not totally dumb, or maybe it's something to sort of think about. Okay, he gave him CPR and he's hanging on by a thread. He may live. And so he did put, 7, 8 bullets in him, but he also so he's the firefighter that lit the fire and then put the damn thing out. So, yeah, he did almost save him, but that's not, if you just, you're a civilian and you want to feel safe with your police force, that is not how you walk away from this situation. This is not how you walk away from this incident like, wow, man, thank God that police officer saved Isaiah Brown. Thank God, woo! That was a close one. Yeah, maybe, because if he didn't give them life-saving measures, then, he could have just flat out died. If he does end up living, then perhaps you can give him that credit. But the way you walk away, I feel like the main thing is you just shot and almost killed a guy, dude. What the fuck? Within 20 seconds, you're fucking popping off like a psycho because he had a telephone in his hand? Fuck, man. First, the 911 dispatcher assassin the fucking low-life, fucking shit. She's being a low-life fucker, a low-life piece of assassin him. And then what she type in the little thing and try to say, put your hands up or whatever, and then pow, 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 she's sitting there listening to the whole thing. It's like a nice little Nintendo game to her, right? It's like a show. Maybe she'll be serious next time when somebody calls for help. Maybe she'll, there's a crisis, he's got mental health, so what the fuck? Why you want to sass him mentally health and then sound like he was drunk or something? It's late at night, tempers are flared. Send a fucking officer. And if there was, it would even piss me off more if, there was, 10 officers just, sitting, around not doing shit. I'd rather just kind of talk to these guys. You don't have to do your cop. No, they need to go do their damn cop duty. So, yeah, that sheriff is kind of, I don't want to say, he's putting a defense, though, so he is kind of picking sides. And so I think that after he says this, it's going to, there's going to be a ruckus, and then he's going to go inside the station and lock the doors and barricade. But, yeah, so I could see both perspectives, right? Yeah, you might have saved his life. He isn't saved yet. So you can't come out and say you saved his life when you don't even know if his life has been saved and just shot the motherfucker. Okay, yeah, you burned the house down. It might be saved or it might all be demolished, okay? So you burnt the whole house and then you shot him 7 or 8 times. You might have been the one that is responsible for his death, for his murder, 1st degree, 2nd degree, 3rd degree, manslaughter, right, negligent. Maybe, perhaps. Yeah, he's being flippant about the whole thing. And
deputies dressed in riot gear waited indoors.
deputies in riot gear.
Broke out in the crowd. The sheriff ran back inside and chain locked the doors.
Law enforcement only, no trespassing. All white cops. So there, you could say Spotsylvania. You could start out immediately, hire a couple black folks to be cops immediately. You could start to fix your problem, your personal problems in your own county.
Says 10. The sheriff's office says that is not true. Not 10. Multiple.
And there, this is Fox 5, Washington D.C. Again, saying, well, the family is lying. I'm trying to get to that, but it just feels like it's so biased, right? They put on such a nice show. It's all glimmering, and so when they say what's true, and then they can be sued, right? They're the corporate, so, what they say can't be liable. And
Yeah, Natalie, have the deputies ever had any prior interactions with Brown?
Yeah, it's interesting, Jim. Actually, a few hours
yeah, they were best friends. Not an hour or two ago, his car broke down. They towed the fucking car, right? So now he's got a $200-300 tow bill on top of. So yeah, it's Fox 5, Washington D.C. on the Isaiah Brown.